Nova, what'd I tell you, boys?
Big East champs again.
What'd I tell you, man?
Yeah,
Don't even worry about it, dude. Don't even worry about it anymore.
I think they're paying the refs.
It's over, man. We're just fucking good, dude. Come on.
It's just a trash conference. They're not
trash
the Big East is not a trash conference.
Once your biggest player is 6'8", you're in for a rude awakening in March Madness.
Could be. That's my biggest worry.
A team commanded by midgets.
Hey, fuck them.
I don't know. Sometimes that works, though, because you can kind of run teams out of the gym.
Yeah.
And with a smaller lineup.
There's a lot of teams that lot more teams go small than go big. But
yeah. And listen, we got the guys that have been there, dude. Samuel, fucking Gillespie. Yeah, man. These dudes have been around.
Gillespie reminds me of like a point guard version of Tyler Hansborough. Just the look on his face. He looks like so separated from reality. Like he's so like laser focused.
If he was fully healthy, if Gillespie was fully healthy, I'd be worried about him. But you can tell he's not right. Like he's
not
still
killing
kind of protects that leg. He's got a sleeve on that knee.
He finished that game against Creighton very well, though. Like
he's one of the best point guards in the country. He just, I mean, I'm nitpicking, but
buddy, dude, I told you, fuckers.
Yeah, the bracket is available now. We're talking here on Monday, March 14th. Have you guys filled out a bracket yet?
I'm in the process of it now. Like this is my first one, so
yeah, I filled out 2 of them. I'll fill out several more.
Yeah, I just got to put in my score here. I got Nova.
Do you guys like doing them before the play-in games? Those 12 seeds?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Fun.
But
I do 100 of them.
Like
dude,
this year, like Indiana's going to be one of those 12 seeds. I don't know if that's and that 5-12 is a matchup.
Rutgers is too, and Rutgers is a good team.
They've been really up and down all year, like more than maybe anybody in the country.
Indiana got real hot at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. But while we're on the bracket talk, we're going to do a beers and bets tournament challenge on ESPN. It's going to be free to join. Anybody who joins the ESPN group, you can fill out 2 brackets. And whoever wins this bracket group, I'm going to buy and ship them a snapback hat of the winning team.
If I win, can I get a kayak?
Here's the information. The group name is Beers and Bets, and the password is beer, all lowercase.
And with your group, are we doing a space in between
beers? It flips around the letters on the recording, though, doesn't it? It's almost easier to read it. There you go.
No.
It's easier to see it.
That's backwards. That's backwards.
I'll put it in just.
That's backwards.
No, Jimmy, it will flip it on the recording, though.
Oh, it will? Okay.
I think. But either way, it's beers, space, and space bets?
Beers and bets. Beer space
I'll put it in the
space
description,
bets,
maybe.
And then the password is beer. Simple.
Lowercase beer.
If you can't figure out how to enter the group, you're not going to fill out the winning bracket. If you can't figure out how to get in.
And to be honest, your shit always looks the same way. Budweiser, I can read that shit, so it'll look the way it should look the way it looks. Like you could see it, and Budweiser, it looks like Budweiser, right?
That's a good point. It's a good thought.
I just know a lot of times, like I'll point this way at Rodson.
It says Budweiser, though.
It maybe flips where the boxes are or something.
Yeah, but whatever.
Okay.
They just flash it again at the end, So
yeah.
Well, I'll bring it up again before we stop recording here. But what I want to talk about, it was a good weekend of conference tournaments. What teams impressed you guys?
We've been doing a podcast since August, and we just spent 2 minutes talking about what our name.
If it's a mirror, does this camera work the same way as a mirror?
Some people like to hear the process.
All right, what was the question?
What teams impressed you? We'll each have 3 picks, teams that impressed us. Jimmy, let's start with you. What team?
All right. I like the physicality I saw from Houston. I think in like the big games that can be important. Now, they only played 1 game against top 25 opponents, and they're 0-1. But, dude, they've been around, man. They were in the Final Four last year. We talked about that. Yeah, and like it's just, I don't know, man. They're 15-3 in conference play. Again, I know they're not playing the cream of the crop, but are they in the same conference as Memphis?
Yeah. That was the final of that.
So they played the
competition. Yeah.
And okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah. So they there was a tough game, and then they ended up whooping their ass a little bit, dude. And Memphis isn't a bad team, so I thought that was like an impressive. They could maybe get a dub.
Yeah, I was watching that game. Because it was more entertaining than Purdue and Iowa. I just don't like the brand of Big Ten basketball. It's just kind of boring and.
I don't mind it, because I have Purdue is my next team on the list, actually.
Really?
Yeah. And I like them going into the tournament. Did they take the Big East or the Big Ten?
They lost in the championship.
They lost to Iowa. Okay,
Iowa beat.
That's right. Iowa did get them. Okay.
Yeah, but they just played tough opponents. They're 5-3 against top 25. I don't know. I think that they don't play great defense, but they can score. So, but Big Ten, like you said, it is a different brand. I don't mind it because I think that they always seem to be able to hit a lot of threes, which I enjoy watching.
Matt Painter has been their coach for like 20 years.
The Big Ten is trash defensively this year. Because Purdue has liabilities, and the team I liked was Iowa.
Yeah.
I think they've beaten a lot of good teams. They've only taken one loss in the last month. But again, they're number 2 offensively in the nation, 77th nationally defensively. So it's weird to see the identity kind of, which would make sense, Matt, why you're not loving watching that basketball, because it's just chucking up threes.
It is, yeah.
Because I think Iowa might have one of the best players in the country, and Keegan Murray. I mean, he broke the record for 3-pointers in the conference tournament. He's hitting 41% from the season, averaging 25 points, 10 rebounds.
He broke Luka Garza's scoring record. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
season.
Sometimes you like hitching, in March Madness, you're wagging to a stud and just hoping he carries you.
And that is a good point, because if you're hitting threes like that, I wasn't aware of that stat. So if you're hitting that could be the fucking whatever it was from Murray State. That he's killing it in the NBA now. But yeah, if you have
John
that guy,
Morant.
yeah, or Steph Curry those years,
Yep.
man, where it's just putting on a show.
I like the Iowa pick, Brad. I have them going to the Final Four in one of my 2 brackets I filled out because I was impressed by them as well. And the funny thing is that game they beat Purdue in yesterday to win the Big Ten championship, they were 8 of 27 from 3 at one point when I checked, which isn't outstanding, but they shooting 27 threes. It shows you what their game plan is. They are going to chuck them up. So as long as some of them are going down that day, they're going to have a good chance to win.
What helps them too is they don't turn the ball over much on offense. So, if you're chucking up threes, you're not turning it over. If you're hot that night.
You can get back on defense if you're shooting threes. Yeah. Yep. All right, Brad, what's another team you got? You mentioned Iowa.
We kind of forget about the West Coast living in the Midwest, but I'm going UCLA. They got a 4 seed. They lost in the conference tournament final to Arizona, who that's one of the best teams in the country, clearly. But UCLA they can play with everybody. They can go 2 big guys up front, 3 guards, or they can go 4 guards and 1 guy and just try to outrun you. Again, they don't turn the ball over. They're deep. They have, I think, 4 guys with 12 plus points, 9 guys that play 14 plus minutes.
Wow.
It just very versatile. And they're a really good rebounding team.
And they made the Final Four last year.
Yeah.
Right. And that entire team is back. They did not lose a single member.
That's
from that
fucking
team.
huge. That's huge.
Like that little guard with the big kind of chunky weird dreads. He's back. Yep. So it's a team that's been there. The bracket's tough if you look at it because they're the 4 seed. Baylor's the 1.
Was that the dude with the fro? Did he just get?
He's kind of got a fro that
it's kind of like
becomes like a bowl cut fro.
Yeah, it's an interesting look, but
yeah.
But it is a tough bracket because you got Baylor at the 1, Kentucky 2, Purdue 3, and then UCLA 4. But I thought they did enough that I liked them.
Yeah, for a team that's been there.
Right.
Yeah.
When I realized they didn't lose a single player.
Did they play Baylor in the in the Final Four last year?
I don't know. I know this year, the way the bracket's set up, they would meet Baylor in the Sweet 16. That would be their first real test. UCLA. As
UCLA lost to Gonzaga in the Final Four
Okay.
by 3. They lost 93-90 in a Final Four game. What
They
a
can
crazy
score,
game.
man.
Yep.
They have a couple guys hitting over 40% from 3.
That seems like a good call. UCLA, even as a 4 seed, making a deep run.
Yeah. I have them on the bracket I'm currently filling out going, far into it.
My favorite team I've seen the last 2 weeks is Tennessee. I love their point guard, Kennedy Chandler. Great name too, Kennedy Chandler. But he's like a poor man's Allen Iverson, dude. Like he can get anywhere he wants, dribbling the ball around. He's not afraid to chuck up threes. He shoots 40% from 3 land. And then they got another big guy, a 7-footer from Serbia, Uros Plavsic. And they put him down low, and he's just there to bang bodies. Like he scores 3 points a game, but he's just down there banging people around, getting boards. So Tennessee's like my most impressive team. It's just they're one of those teams. They have like 4 really solid, like tall athletes out there, and then they have their point guard Kennedy Chandler.
Yeah, I didn't want to
like
butcher
those types
the
of
name,
teams
but
you see making deep runs in the tournament, right? Like just like they're not great. They're not like great at everything, but they're just like big ass college athletes. It almost like seems like it's unfair because they're older than everybody else. They just look like they're men competing against college kids.
They do.
That's what it looked
that
like.
Kentucky-Tennessee game was awesome. The guy you didn't bring up, though, that I think's their best, it was hilarious in that game, hearing Marty Smith talk about Josiah Jordan James.
Yeah. Oh, he was swacking threes. I know who you're talking
Jordan
about.
James,
Yeah.
he's good. And the only thing I worry with Tennessee, because they've literally beat everybody in the SEC, they've beat pretty much every ranked team they've looked at, is are they too aggressive? Because there was some NBA type play in the paint where dudes were going at each other. And if you get all of a sudden a Pac-12 referee crew, like, are they going to let that style play? Or are they going to just slow the game down and start calling fouls? That's my only worry with Tennessee, is they're like ultra aggressive on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, maybe somebody gets in foul trouble and it's one of their like big 3 guys. I have another concern for Tennessee, and it's free throws. Because I always look at the free throw percentage for any team I'm going to pick going to the Final Four. Tennessee as a team shoots 70% from the free throw line, which is a bit low. Like just to put it in perspective, Jimmy, Villanova shoots 83% as a team from the free throw line.
Right on. Yeah.
So
thanks for breaking it down for me, man.
Wouldn't you think about 80% is probably, I would say, average?
Like average for college. Yeah, maybe even 75% is average for college, but 70% seems a bit low.
That's insanely low.
Yeah.
70 is bad. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you could blow a game late just missing free throws. You could be up by 4, miss a few free throws, and you end up blowing the game in the last minute.
Yeah, you end up in overtime or something just because of those points. Yeah. I mean,
going into it, though, they got to be one of the hottest teams, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's my favorite team I've saw the last 2
There's
weeks.
holes in their game, but yeah, they're on fire.
It was crazy that did you see, so talking about the bracket or the whole thing, who was it? Texas A&M didn't get in?
They didn't after going to the SEC final. I thought that was fucked up, especially because Buzz Williams. I've always kind of had a good respect for Buzz.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
The raspy voice.
I was loving their squad, but when I took a deep dive into it, there was no way in hell they were going to beat anybody in this tournament.
Well, they also did play like shit in that final against Tennessee. Like Tennessee just had their way with them.
So did they ultimately get fucked when Davidson lost though? Was that because of
Richmond stole their spot?
That's really so sure. If they would have won or lost, if Davidson wins, then they're gonna be in.
I mean, I would argue they should have kicked Duke out of the tournament because Duke has looked worse in the last 2 weeks than A&M has.
Didn't they just win the ACC? I know they lost.
No, they lost.
They lost to Tech, but still, they made it to. No, you're insane.
Yeah, dude.
When they're hitting Duke plays their basketball for
dude.
I mean,
while we're on the subject though, what if Duke does get bounced in the first like game or two to Davidson or Michigan State? Even if Duke,
I hope they play. I want to see that matchup, dude, because I love Tom Izzo is one of my favorite coaches. When I do college picks and shit, I always kind of go by coaches. And Tom Izzo, that was my 4th team. I didn't give you my last. Like my last one was was
Michigan State?
Texas Tech, but then I had
Okay.
Michigan State, like, because they have a potential matchup at a point. So I just screenshotted
Yep.
like that matchup. But dude, it'd be cool to see a Coach K Tom Izzo matchup like one more time also.
Well,
like if we're gonna get
but if
Are
Coach
we sure?
K
Are
loses,
we sure we get that?
yeah, Michigan
I think
State would
so,
play
yeah.
Duke in the first weekend. It would be in the
Yeah.
round of 32. Duke would play Michigan State. I think Michigan State has to beat Davidson. Isn't that how it shakes
Yeah,
out?
the 10 seed.
I gotta
Yeah.
look. I'm
Yeah, it's
looking
a
at it now.
7-10. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because I feel like Duke really doesn't have a test until Texas Tech probably. in
Yeah,
the
and Texas
Elite
Tech
Eight.
will run them out of the gym.
Duke is the weirdest team because they look like they don't give a shit at all times, and then all of a sudden they'll just explode and put up a bunch of points.
Yeah, I had convinced myself that Duke was good like a month ago, but then for the last month they've kind of shit the bed. They lost to
dude.
UNC in a huge game. Then they lose the ACC championship game to Virginia Tech, who.
Right. It's just the talent's addicting. Like, when you look at, you could have 6 guys from that roster in the NBA. The last team to do that was probably the last time Duke won. I looked it up. They had.
Or a Kentucky team, maybe.
But like the depth on that Duke team, they had, I think, what do you get? 12 scholarship guys. 8 of them had played in the NBA. Last time Duke won a national championship.
Yeah. Well,
it's just,
I don't know. They
like,
just don't seem to play as a team, though.
Well, yeah, I would agree. Too much ISO.
And they don't really seem to care. When I watched that ACC championship game, they didn't really seem like they cared that much that they were losing. Like the camera would go to Coach K, and he looked like a 10-year-old that was crying because somebody stole his teddy bear. But then they would show the players, and it's like you wouldn't even have known they were losing by the expressions on the players' faces.
Dude, well, that's the weird thing about those tournaments is that they know there's a bigger task at hand. Like that is important, but I mean, so if they get that, they're getting a number one. But what's the difference really between a number one and a number 2? You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Well, the difference is you probably don't have to play Michigan State in the second round.
That's true. You're right about
Well, it's more you're stuck in a bracket with Gonzaga.
Yeah. Well, that's shitty.
You really look at it.
They probably weren't going to get the number one no matter what then. Or they would have moved it. They would have moved them, you think? They would have taken another team? No,
because I think Kansas
would have had it.
I think Baylor was the last one.
That would have been.
But Baylor didn't win their conference tournament either. So maybe Duke
Kansas
takes their 1 seed.
Yeah, but it could be a toss up there. Baylor won the championship.
Because I do think KU could succeed in the tournament. I think that brackets. That's kind of like why I liked Iowa too. I think that bracket's kind of weak.
Yeah, it is.
Auburn's the 2. Every good team seems to be able to beat Auburn.
Purdue.
I know they're very talented, and they have that Jabari Smith top 5 NBA draft pick, but they have lost to everybody in the SEC.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Tennessee beat them twice.
Yeah,
and it's like,
like
Auburn might be a team you pick to go out early, just because
Auburn and Duke. Yeah,
they don't have good guard play. Auburn, both their 2 best players are forwards. So they don't like have the ball in their hand coming up the court. They need somebody to give them the ball.
Yeah.
And I could see Auburn having an early exit. As much as it pains me to say, I love to watch Bruce Pearl sweat his ass off and sweat through the fucking suits. Will he go to that for the tournament? Because like he was just rocking like a pull like this, like a the quarter. No, that's not cool. That's why they've been losing. He'll whip out the suits.
He better pull it out.
I don't know. Ever since COVID, everybody's kind of dressed down a little bit. It is pretty much quarter zips or whatever.
That's bullshit, man.
Nobody wears when was the last time you saw a head coach wear a suit and tie on a college basketball bench?
I feel like Jay Wright really. I guess he did.
He doesn't. He does. He's all year.
Jay Wright had some of the
all
finest
year. It was
suits.
just a Nova.
Yeah, but he always wears. Yeah, I think he actually did a commercial for suits. Yeah, maybe.
I even heard a story how his wife was like giving him shit. Like, you're an old man. You need to tone down the suits. Like, it's a little too much, dude. Like, gotta love him though.
It's my guy. Hey, Big East champs, man. Hold my dick. So go and do matchups. Which ones you guys like here in the first round? Like, what do you think will be interesting?
Let's see here. I'm curious about
Colorado State, Michigan will be an interesting one, I think.
I'm curious about that one. Michigan, is Juwan Howard back? Does anybody know?
Yeah, he's back.
He will be back.
He
I
was
kind of
suspended
still like
5. He's
picking
back.
Michigan to lose. Michigan ended the season like shit. Another one that's interesting to me is that UNC Marquette 8-9 matchup. It's actually like two good schools playing each other in the first round. Texas and Virginia Tech is another solid one. Virginia Tech's been on a heater.
I think Loyola Chicago. I think Ohio State got
They
fucked
got
as a
fucked,
7.
dude.
As a 7 seed, you get Loyola Chicago as a 10. Like,
I want to be announced something.
And then if you win that, you get to play Nova. So Ohio State got fucked.
Hey, I want to announce something, and this is to everyone that's going to be in our fucking league or whatever on ESPN and the challenge. LUC is Loyola or whatever the fuck it is. What's their abbreviation?
What are you trying to what?
LUC. Yeah. That is Loyola Chicago, right?
It's Loyola University.
They're the 10 seed
Chicago.
playing Ohio State.
I want to let everyone know that because for like a few years, dude, I didn't know who the fuck that was, so I would just pick whoever that was against.
Have you ever hit
on the
ESPN app? They literally they tell you the team names. They tell you what they're doing.
Yeah, but
Sister Jean's 102.
I'm helping. Yeah, but I'm helping everybody else.
You can click on the team and it'll actually show you.
Yeah, I'm aware. I just letting everybody else know, man.
I think everybody else figures it out, but
I just want to let them know. It's for the people. Beers and bets.
Let's see another one I like. Who's Creighton playing? Yeah, Creighton and San Diego State, and then Creighton would probably play Kansas in round 2. And I think Creighton could give them a game. Creighton just plays solid basketball, man. Like they're not super athletic, but the
only way Creighton won was because they hit like 40% of their 3-pointers. They don't do that every game.
I don't know. They got a good team. I watched them play 3 games last weekend.
The strength of Kansas is their perimeter defense. Bill Self hasn't won a title since 2008. He wants one, I think. I would not want to play Kansas.
Yeah, Bill Self also is like king of the early.
They also have probably the player of the year.
Okay.
Well, he's taken a bunch of teams to the Elite 8. He's only won one, in 08 or whatever.
I just feel like KU and Duke are always the teams getting upset by like the 13 seeds and that type of thing.
That's true.
I guess the only difference is Self seems to hold on to like with the one and dones now, he seems to have more veteran guys on his team where like Duke and Kentucky seem to have a lot of the one and done churn and burn kind of guys.
KU does have that one white dude that I like. Let me look that dude up.
Yeah, it's funny how there are those teams.
Agbaji is probably one of the best players in the country. I mean,
because doesn't it seem like when we were younger, it seems like Duke built more. Like you're talking about with what Bill Self's kind of done.
We'd see him for 4 years.
Yeah, and now
I don't think anybody does that anymore.
No, but I think with him retiring, Villanova does it. Villanova's done it and won 2 championships, man. They've had guys that have been there.
I think
winning programs. Villanova's probably the best example.
Programs still do that. Look at Kansas.
Jalen Brunson stayed around.
Yeah, he was our point guard for I think 2 of them. We had Archie Diaka, whatever the fuck it is. I mean, there was a bunch of those guys.
The white dude on Kansas, Christian Braun. The dude is pretty sick.
Yeah, he's 6'6", pretty good 3-point shooter. Yeah. Especially when you pair him with Agbaji. He's 6'5". You get those guys kind of run the wing.
Yeah.
The only thing that could fuck Kansas is kind of like Nova. They only have one big guy.
Yeah.
Like 1 6'10" senior, but other than that, if you get him in foul trouble, they're fucked.
Yeah. Big upsets. I got a few of them here to throw out. I could see Yale beating Purdue. I could see that happening because
who do you have? Since we're in that bracket, and we didn't. I think this is one of the best matchups. Texas is the 6. Virginia Tech is the 11.
I'll take Tech. I'll take Tech in that one.
I think you underestimate the competition in the Big 12.
Yeah, I got Texas in that one.
Yeah, Texas. Dude, Virginia Tech really impressed me though. They beat North Carolina convincingly in the semifinal, and then they
Yeah.
beat Duke convincingly in the final of that tournament. And honestly, they just looked like they were the better basketball team
I'm just
both
not
of those
convinced.
nights.
I'm not convinced North Carolina or Duke are legitimate threats in this tournament, though. I mean, we just talked about.
I
how
know
literally
Duke's not.
Duke is a team of head cases. North Carolina's young. I mean, they couldn't figure shit out till the end, so maybe they're hot now. But
Yeah, I mean, they just
they're a
recently
small
turned it
team as
on.
well. They don't have big guys. It's just I don't.
Yeah.
I wonder the weight of that win. I guess,
dude, let's do it like we do NFL picks sometimes. Let's do a dog of the week. We got to pick like a 10 seed or higher that's going to win. And I'll take one off the board first. I'm going to take South Dakota State to beat Providence. This is in the Midwest bracket. South Dakota State, a 13 seed against the 4 seed Providence. South Dakota State wins that game. Providence did not look impressive in the Big East tournament to me.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
South Dakota, they had to be called like the Jackrabbits or something. That's right. South
The Clams, I think.
Dakota State. They are the Jackrabbits. Fucking nailed it.
Hey,
All
you
right.
said 10 seed or above, right?
Yeah, 10 seed or higher.
Give me Loyola Chicago, baby.
You got, take old Hart and True.
The youngest coach
Sister
in all
Jean.
of basketball. He was like a player, like he was just a
Janitor.
Like one not like an assistant coach, but he had just finished playing. He wasn't even getting paid when they made that crazy run in 18. And now he's the head coach there. They have a better
All
offense
right.
than they ever did. So I like
you got Loyola. Jimmy, give me an upset pick.
Fucking, I'll take, I'm going to go kind of out of the box here. I'm going to go Indiana to actually beat SMC, Southern Mississippi, something maybe. Yeah.
St. Mary's. St. Mary's. Indiana would end up playing St.
Where are you
Mary's.
looking at the bracket?
Yeah, I see
Oh,
where you're
yeah. St. Mary's. Yep.
East bracket.
Now they got to beat Wyoming, it looks like, to get in.
And Wyoming is who bumped A&M.
Yeah,
A&M
I know.
would have been in this play-in slot, but
Wyoming
bumped them.
Yeah.
In the end.
And I'm worried about Wyoming, but yeah, I'll take that. I mean, that's just a fun one,
like Indiana to beat St. Mary's. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a bad pick.
Yeah, I'll take that. And then they'll get smashed by fucking.
Well, and that is in the East too. So if that's anywhere where Indiana fans can travel.
Yeah, I wonder where that's
for the Wyoming Indiana game and then the St. Mary's Indiana game.
What about
East Coast is? I mean, those fans travel.
Yeah. What about like the most likely 1 or 2 seed to actually just lose first game? Because I'd throw
Baylor.
Baylor's actually a good pick there.
Baylor's I think Auburn.
I think Auburn is where I was leaning too against is this Jacksonville.
What are they, a 2 seed though?
Yeah.
Yeah, Auburn's a 2 seed. That's where I was looking too, Jimmy.
Nova without a big guy though. I love him, but like that scares me because it could be a game where a big guy is just dominating us. Look.
Hey,
look.
Delaware.
No. Hey,
Delaware, man.
Nah. Hey, the germ special. Against a small school like that, they don't stand a chance.
Yeah. But I will tell you, I would actually worry about Villanova if Ohio State does get past Loyola Chicago. Ohio State's got to be like it's almost like a 50-50 matchup between Ohio State and Villanova. They probably have the same level of talent, and it's just whoever plays better that day. Ohio State just hasn't had as good of a year.
Nova hasn't had a great year, but they're coming along right now, and the players are playing. I think Samuel had a fucking triple-double the other night for the championship.
That doesn't happen in college basketball a lot.
Right around it, at least a double-double.
Samuel's is 6'7".
But he's a player that's played in big games, man.
I think I would say looking at the bracket, Nova makes it Sweet 16, and Tennessee takes them.
That's what I have too.
Unfortunately, that is a really shitty matchup for Nova.
And Tennessee's just like way more athletic and big,
just bigger at every position. Like if you would have got even like a Kansas would be a better matchup for Nova, I think. Just looking at the next bracket down, just size wise. But you never know. It's fucking March.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. Those conference games got that feeling back
I
where
think,
it's like
yeah.
you're
I do
gambling
think-
constantly and like
Let's-
what channel
Do
is
you
this
think
on?
both of those West Coast number ones do well? Arizona and Gonzaga?
I'm interested to see Arizona. I
I
haven't
think
watched
Arizona
shit
goes
on
down in
Arizona.
round 2 to Seton Hall.
Fuck outta here.
Seton Hall plays a more physical brand of basketball. They're just going to play good defense. Seton Hall wins a low scoring game like 62-59 in round 2 there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Brad
I
brought
bet the
up,
house on it.
it'll
That's my
be
lock of the week.
it'll be the refs, man. The refs are going to be a big part in these games too, because whoever gets matched up where, and depending on
Right.
how they're going to call it, are they going to call it like a Big East game, or are they going to fucking call it like?
That's a good. It does make a huge difference because you watch the Big
Yeah.
East games; they let a lot of shit go.
Dude,
Man.
it's like
Yeah.
yeah, man. Like, dude, I played the over with the fucking Nova every game, and I don't think it hit one
Dude.
time, man.
I was 5 for 5 on bets, and most of them were in the Big East. And you know what I was parlaying, Jimmy?
Under.
It wasn't even parlays; it was teasers where I was taking the underdog,
Loves the teasers.
getting 6 extra points against the spread, and then teasing
That's
the
a good
under to a 6-point higher ceiling. Every one of them fucking hit. I did it with Connecticut
Bullshit.
and Seton Hall. I did it with Creighton and the team they beat when Creighton beat Providence. I did the same thing. I did the same
they
thing
beat.
when Creighton played Villanova. I was undefeated on bets in the conference tournament. I will give it all away throughout March Madness.
Yeah,
I'll be
me
giving
too.
it all back.
Probably. Yeah,
But-
that's how it goes.
Had a good weekend of conference tournaments.
Hell yeah.
Tennessee, I won bets on, and then the capper was that bet Virginia Tech to beat Duke on the money line. I made a good
Nova.
chunk of coin on. But
Yeah.
you want to do Final Four picks just to wrap up here? Just throw
Sure.
4 teams out for the Final Four. Okay, I'll go real quick. I will go Texas Tech in the West. I will go Tennessee in the South. I will go.
Ran out of minutes.
I'll go. Yeah, I'm going to take up all the fucking time here, aren't I?
Now
I'll
we got
go
the-
North Carolina in the East. Oh, North Carolina in the East. And then in the West, I will go with Iowa. So I have Texas Tech,
Ooh.
Tennessee, North Carolina, Iowa as my Final Four. Jimmy, hopefully you can make it in less than fucking 2 minutes.
All right. Gonzaga, Purdue, Nova, Auburn.
Do Nova, Auburn.
And this is the first bracket I filled out, so that'll probably change by the next time we're on doing a podcast. But
Okay.
I'll roll with it because that's the one
right.
I'm looking at right here in the
And,
bracket I was filling out.
Brad, what do you got?
It's
I'm going to
definitely
go
fan
Arkansas in the West.
Wow. Bold.
I'm going to go UCLA in the East. I'm going to go Tennessee in the South and Kansas in the Midwest.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. And let me remind everybody, we got this tournament challenge. I still can't figure out if the camera is a mirror.
It's good.
or
You're
not.
good.
It shows
You
up
can't
right.
read backwards. You can't enter.
But yeah, it's the group name on ESPN tournament is
Like, yo,
Beers,
I can read
Space,
your
and
shirt.
Bets.
I can read your shirt, so why wouldn't I be able to read your fucking that?
Beers and Bets. Password is beer. It's free to enter, and you can win a free snapback hat of the winning college team if you are the winner of this bracket group.
If you
So
pick
go
it,
sign up for free, fill out 2 brackets,
subscribe,
and
tell your kids, hide your
yeah.
wife,
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
tell your kids, beat your wife, or well,
Yeah, well,
no, don't go and don't.
some
do
of our
that.
listeners, you never know, man.
Yeah, guy. Well, it gets a little wild in here sometimes, guys.
I know.
Yeah, let's call it a day,
I
though.
know.
We'll be back tomorrow for more.
Hey, we're gonna be
Oh, yeah.
going
What are
nuts.
we going to talk tomorrow? We got trivia
March
tomorrow.
Madness, yeah.
Yep.
We got
And
March
then there's a
Madness.
play-in game. We can
We have
probably watch
play-in
live.
games. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna be able to do that. Get you
It
some good
happens
trivia
fast.
shit, and the champ will return.
All right. I'm hosting trivia tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Cheers!
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, boys.